Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. The Talmud tells us the story of one of the great sages, Rabbi Yishmael, who was walking in the street. And someone came over to him and blessed him. And he said, "Thank you, my answer to you is already written in the Bible." And then someone came over to him and cursed him. And he looked at him and he said, "Thank you, my answer to you is also already written in the Bible." And his student says, "What are you talking about? You gave the same answer to the person who blessed you and the same answer to the person that cursed you?" And Rabbi Yishmael looked at them and said, "Yes." In this week's Torah portion in Lech Lecha, God tells and promises Abraham when he sends him on the first journey, "I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those that curse you will be cursed. And all the nations of the world will bless themselves. We should be like Abraham." So Rabbi Yishmael was saying, it already says in the Torah, if you bless me, God will bless you even before you bless me. And if you curse me, you'll be cursed. But the famous Rabbi Yitzchak of Berdichev asks a question, a very powerful question. He says, and when it comes to the curse, the Torah says, those that curse you will be cursed. But he doesn't use the same words for them being cursed. He uses a'or, which is a different root than mekalelcha, which both mean cursed, but they're different words. Why wouldn't he use mekalelcha? Kalel will be cursed. Why doesn't he use the same word? And the answer of Leviticus Berdichev gives is, you see, the word a'or, which means curse, comes also from the same root word as enlighten, as light. And where Rabbi Yitzchak Berdichev would say, why would someone curse Abraham? Abraham, the man who brought monotheism to the world. Why would someone curse a Jew? Why would someone hate a Jew? And the answer, he says, is because obviously they don't know enough about the Jews. They don't know how kind and caring and giving and loving the Jews are, how much we've contributed to society. So God tells Abraham that those that will curse you, I will enlighten them to see the truth, to understand who the Jewish people are and how they should be loved and not cursed. And in fact, that's why he says right afterwards, all the nations of the world will bless and say, we should be like Abraham. Why would they bless and say we should be like Abraham if they just cursed him? And the answer is because of Makalel Cha'or. Those that curse you will be enlightened. God gives them a prayer and a blessing and a promise that he will show them the light that they shouldn't be hating but loving the Jewish people. You know, this last week on HBO, they had an interview with Ben and Jerry, the two owners of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, who controversially, we all know, a few months ago, decided to stop selling their ice cream in the Judea and Samaria, in the disputed territories. And they were interviewed, and they were asked, what do you say that some of your people are accusing you of anti-Semitism? And they laughed, and they said, anti-Semitism? How could it be that we're anti-Semitism? We're Jewish. And of course the answer is, Isaiah the prophet had said already thousands of years ago that our destructors and destroyers will come from within. We've found plenty of Jews who were self-hating Jews and self-loathing Jews. So that's never an answer to say, well, I'm Jewish, that means that I can't be an anti-Semite. You could be anti your own people. But then he says, no, we support the right of Israel to exist. We just don't support them being in the disputed territories. So the interviewer looked at them and said, I don't understand. There's voting laws in Georgia that are being compromised, people's right to vote. There's abortion laws in Texas that won't allow a woman to have an abortion. I know you guys are very vocal and advocate for voting rights and abortion rights. Why aren't you stopping to sell your ice cream in Georgia? Why aren't you stopping to sell your ice cream in Texas? And one of them, I think it was Ben, starts going, He didn't have an answer. He said, well, you know, I suppose that's something to think about. And then his partner says, well, you know, one thing I could think about is that, you know, what Israel's doing is illegal according to international law, which is nonsense. He was looking for an excuse. First of all, it's not illegal. Israel was supposed to try to negotiate a settlement with the Palestinians. We've always wanted to. The territories are not occupied, they're disputed. And secondly, if you believe in something, on the contrary, you should be standing up, especially when it's not even against international law, to stand up for it and say, this is what I want. So they didn't have an answer. And I'm sure they really don't have a good answer, because it doesn't make any sense that someone should single out Israel constantly. Say, oh, we're going to fix the problems in Israel by stopping to sell ice cream. But in Georgia and in Texas and in the entire international world, we're going to sell it, even though we have disagreements with our governments too. So, stories like this, we got to pray, we got to stand up against anti-Semitism, we got to be strong with who we are. But we also have to remember that it's not just fighting anti-Semitism, but it's enlightening these people and showing them the way, showing them our contributions to society, showing them what we've done and what we've accomplished. And as Rabbi Yitzchak Berditchev says, that God promises us, or those who curse you will be enlightened. If you look throughout history, every community, every empire that has cursed the Jews has failed miserably. If it was Spain after they expelled the Jews, if it was the Romans, if it was the Syrians, if it was the Greeks, and all those that have blessed the Jewish people, like the United States, and have welcomed them, have prospered beyond their wildest imaginations. The promise that God gave Abraham 3,500 years ago plus is still standing today. That those who bless the Jewish people will be blessed even before they go to bless them. And those who curse them will be cursed. And hopefully also enlightened into a way of love and kindness and tolerance and understanding. God bless you and have a great day.